What a great start to the show.
Afternoon, everybody. I see Hughes in the chat. Living the dream. I think he's still there. I've no idea. Welcome to the Casual Report. Joining me today is Big Daddy Jam. Say hello, James.
What up?
And Big Bad Bish, or Bish Bash Boss, as he likes to be called. Say hello, Bishop.
Big Bad Boss. Big Bad Bish.
Are you okay today, boys?
Chilling,
The
mate.
dream.
Living the dream.
Day off tomorrow.
Day off for the past 500 years, mate.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, but I don't know. Work seems to be chilling. How are we today, boys? We all right?
Yeah.
What have we
Chilling,
been up
mate,
to
chilling.
today?
Working.
And then sleeping.
Working and then sleeping. Cool. Have we been playing any video games?
I've dabbled in a few video games
What
today.
have you been playing, James? Lay it on me.
Rocket League.
I'll ask you a serious question. We know that one.
Do you want to know the other one?
I'll tell you what you've not been playing.
No, I've not been playing Final Fantasy.
Here we go.
You've not been playing Final Fantasy.
Animal Crossing, mate.
Oh, game of the century. Game of forever. Game of the
Would you like to know how many hours I put into it?
I would actually like to know that, please.
Because you'll fume because of the fact that I've literally
ridiculous.
Final Fantasy by now.
Piss me off.
That amount of hours.
I swear to God, do not piss me off.
I think it's like 40 hours.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
40 whole hours.
That's
it's your game. It's hard to put down. I'm still the same. I have still the same opinion of Animal Crossing. I do not understand it. I don't get it. I don't know what the pull is, but it does and it works.
I'm still there selling rocks. So you know, what I mean, there's that selling rocks, mate.
Bishop's still naming his island.
Of course he is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Abby started hers again because I don't know why she started it again for some reason, but and then she's like, "What? Trade it in?" I'm like, cool. No worries. Bishop, what have you been playing, mate?
See, I've not played anything today, but I've been kind of waiting for the release of Halo 2 Anniversaries.
Oh,
but it turns it should be out today, right?
Today, yeah.
May the 12th. However, for us at least, it's definitely not out today. And the reason why it's not out today is because apparently they're kind of delaying the release by about 7 or 8 hours or something like that.
Okay.
Due to some server end issues or something.
They're doing staggered release, so they're releasing it.
I'm not
at once.
Sure how they're doing it, but we're not getting it until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning.
You'll still be up, mate.
Yeah, you have to say you'll still be up.
No, I've got a day off tomorrow, so I'll be streaming that. That's gonna be good.
Big days off.
5:01, you'll be there, just streaming. Yes.
So there you go. There's your first gaming news of the stream.
There you go.
I'm on the edge of my seat for it. I can't.
Cold Steel. I've been playing some weeby Japanese stuff which you know,
JRPG in it.
Yep, turn-based, all that nonsense. It feels like I'm playing a
turn-based.
It feels like I'm playing a PS2 game. It's fucking great. I won't lie to
Does
you.
it look like a PS2 game?
It's a Vita game, so it does look like a Vita. It looks
like
really?
Okay.
Game, yeah.
Hang on. And it like so far, in it like the fourth one or something.
Yeah,
you're playing.
Fourth one got a trailer today, which I'm not watching because I don't understand anything that's going on in the game from the first one. So I've watched the trailer from the fourth one. No idea, mate. Sorry. Yeah. Cool. Should we get into some news, boys?
Yeah, let's do it.
Shall we? However, I've got an interesting fact. Did you know Animal Crossing? Oh, all right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to list you the top-selling PlayStation exclusives, yeah?
Okay.
So we've got Uncharted 4, Spider-Man, God of War, Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Gran Turismo Sport, right?
Huge games.
Animal Crossing New Horizons has outsold them all apart from Uncharted 4.
Outsold every single one of them apart from Uncharted 4.
Hang on, I thought God of War was the highest.
I think Spider-Man's the highest. I'm not sure of the numbers. I'm sorry, I should have checked, but
so Uncharted 4 is the best-selling PS4 exclusive.
I think it's Spider-Man. I think Uncharted 4 is the first party. I'm not sure, but do you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
It's
not surprising though. The amount of hype.
No, yeah, exactly. The hype around that game is insane right now.
Conveniently dropped during quarantine or just before whatever. It is.
Well, just before quarantine.
Download that.
It's like they knew. It's like they knew.
Yeah. Cool. I thought that was an outrageous stat. I just thought I'd share that with you both. Speaking of Animal Crossing,
understandable.
There is a Tetris 99 event on. I put the wrong link. Sorry.
Yes, there is.
There is. Tetris 99 event, Friday to Monday. Are you on that,
Yeah,
James?
15th to the 18th.
Are you on that, James?
Of course, I'm on that. I'll do it within the first hour.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll probably be playing Animal Crossing at the same
Yeah.
time, but he will be playing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that on my Switch. Just have Tetris running in the background. It'd be cool though if because you get the Animal Crossing theme. It'd be cool if you got something to drop into Animal Crossing as well, like some Tetramino.
Like a Tetramino chair or
Yeah.
something. That would be cool. That would be very
I
cool.
suppose,
to be fair.
you know, you'd have to do some complicated game linking and things like that, but audio
wow.
can't. What's it? Switches can't get audio right, so
Oh mate,
that ain't happening.
can't have a chat. We need to use third-party devices and apps and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got stuff like this.
Exactly.
It's tremendous.
That's what
Yeah,
Discord was made for.
Discord
is
is made
tremendous.
for, by the way.
Even though we're not on Discord at the moment.
Well, no,
Nope.
if we praising Discord, but it wouldn't work. We're having technical issues, but got to use Zoom, but we'll see.
Zoom's fine.
Another quick one: Capcom to release multiple major new titles before March 31st,
Yeah.
2021.
I swear to God,
A rubbish day for
you know they're
people.
going to hammer out some more Resident Evil.
Oh, yeah. Got this from Get Gamatsu, and who wrote this one for me? Sal Romano wrote this one for me. You're buzzing. Company aims to achieve a record 28 million unit sales in the fiscal year ending March 2021, which is
with new games released that year.
Big Gimp was born on that day, so we're not 2021.
It's a great day.
Which it aims to do by promoting a digital strategy via the expansion of sales regions and flexible pricings, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Capcom are doing alright recently, haven't they, with Monster Hunter World?
Well, yeah, how quick do
they were pretty
spit out games?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when remakes.
Yeah, Resident 2.
Resident Evil 2 is not that old, but they obviously worked on it at the same time. They must have.
Oh yeah, it must have been like, oh, this is gonna.
There was a crossover.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
And now, don't they want to do Resi 4?
Of course they do.
Which doesn't need a remake.
No, but I'll take it.
Oh yeah, it'll be lapped up.
Oh,
if they're on that remake train, which a lot of things are at the moment.
I'll take a remake all day. Yeah,
they start with Street Fighter 6. I swear to God.
Yeah,
it'd be nice when that drops, if it drops.
Last fiscal year, they achieved 24.4 million total unit sales, which is, Capcom were in the shitter a few.
Yeah, they weren't. Yeah, they were doing shite not long ago.
Marvel versus Capcom Infinite, and what other shit did they bring out which no one liked?
Devil May Cry.
Don't even start with me. How dare you, sir? But
World was a huge selling point for them, wasn't it?
Yeah, Monster Hunter is one of the carrying forces, I think, of Capcom.
I'm not sure how far it's going to take them, if I'm honest.
Are they doing anything other than Iceborne as DLC?
Well, I can imagine they will do, but I don't. The thing is, Iceborne didn't. I don't think it sold very well, if I remember rightly.
Did it not?
Not that I'm aware of, anyway.
It's not so popular on Twitch either.
Because I was obviously a huge Monster Hunter fan, and I played Iceborne on the PS4 and I've played it on the PC, and both ends there's not been that many players playing on multiplayer. No. And whether that's just server based or whether that's just just the general player base, it's just a bit odd in my opinion to see so little players. Yeah.
Bishop is our local Monster Hunter expert, by the way, in case you were wondering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every other game I won't know anything about, and that'll be it.
We'll sit here for weeks though about Monster Hunter.
You know Halo as well.
Yeah, Halo.
A little bit of Halo, yeah.
Fair, Monster Hunter World has shipped 15.5 million, and Resi 3 Remake has shipped 2.5 million, so they're doing all right. So hopefully we see. What do we want from Capcom? Do you got any ideas or?
Well, I mean,
a good one.
For me, obviously,
I'll bang that drum.
To me, I'm obviously waiting for the next big Monster Hunter Switch game. So,
that's
for me.
We haven't heard anything, have we? So far?
No, not a single.
When was Generations Ultimate out?
I will have a look for you right now.
Appreciate that.
I don't know.
Yes, Alexa, turn them on, you gimp.
Alexa, turn on the man cave.
Turn on the man cave.
Okay.
No, that was not on before. Alexa, turn off the man cave.
Just while you look for that
So
mission. Oh, have you got
the
it?
28th of November, 2015.
5
Oh
years
wow,
ago.
was that old?
When
Yeah.
did it come out on Switch? It was quite early, wasn't it?
That was the release date. That was the actual UK release date.
Was it a 3DS game as well?
No, that was Monster Hunter Generations. They did Monster Hunter Generations on the Switch, and then
The
they did
Switch was the port. The Ultimate was the port.
Right.
Yeah,
Cool.
Ultimate was the port. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Awesome stuff.
But
Or
yeah,
it's XX or cross over in Japan.
Obviously, as you know, I'm a massive fan of Street Fighter.
Oh yeah.
I would want. Yeah.
You'd never.
You see this dude in the background.
Never heard of him. Who's that?
So, it's Ken, but in a white outfit. I want a Street Fighter 6. I don't think we need one yet.
No.
We don't need one yet. I know that. Street Fighter 5 is great now.
Yeah, man.
If we were back in 2016 in February and they get, all right, here's 50 quid and this is all what you get for what we've got now, I'd be happy. But when it came out, it was just...
I was so annoyed. So
I bought a quarter of a game.
I did a Bishop.
You did
it
it me.
To that shop, £50 on the steelbook, and I had about 3 characters, and I was fuming.
Yeah,
and
I've
been fuming ever since.
Even the playability of it, like to unlock your characters, the one character, you'd have to put hours and hours and hours and hours into it.
Yeah, man.
And Street Fighter 4 is my longest played game, other than Rocket League.
Is that actually?
And the amount I played Street Fighter 4, I probably could have got back maybe 3 or 4 characters, 5 characters. And that was like 400 hours, something like that.
You play the 3DS game for about 100 hours, so that I can respect that. Do you know
yeah,
what I'm
that as well. Yeah. 3DS game was cool.
Yeah,
it was good.
What a quick one from IGN here. Elder Scrolls 6 news is years away, which I can't. I won't say on this for long because it's not. But Pete Hines from Bethesda has replied to a comment saying, Starfield first, then we'll get onto Elder Scrolls 6. So if you were expecting Elder Scrolls 6 news soon, which you shouldn't have been, you'd be disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's ages away, yeah, isn't it? I don't even know why they even teased it so early, if I'm honest.
I've no idea myself.
I mean, they've got to plant the seed.
Was it just because they had nothing else to
Maybe.
tease? Like, is that what it is?
Yeah, was it 2 years ago now?
Something like that. Yeah, I think it was like 2-3 years ago.
It was
yeah,
just like a hill, and Elder Scrolls 6 and the music though. But
don't get me wrong. It was a hype trailer. It's just so early to be.
It's another Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Final Fantasy
it probably will be.
versus 13. It's now 15. But if they didn't do anything by now at this point, if we didn't see a trailer or anything, it would just be another Half-Life 3.
Oh yeah.
Or Portal 3 or whatever.
Ages away.
It'll be. Everyone wants it, but are we going to get it?
Are we balls?
I to be fair, I can't care less. I've never played a Elder Scrolls game. I never was on the Skyrim hype ever.
You were on the Skyrim hype. Another quick one before we get into the big stuff. Sony listed a job. 2 seconds. Let me load up the article. I can't remember what it said. PS5 window on Japanese job site, an error. They posted a job listing for PlayStation 5, and it said October 2020 release date. They've since said that's wrong, so we assume the PS5 will be out in November now. Do you reckon?
It's got to be holiday time. That's when they'll get the most sales.
Yeah, man. Are we agreed on that one?
When did PS4 come out?
2013.
I know that. It wasn't. It was like March, though, wasn't it?
I think it was. Don't want to do.
You're going to Google it.
Yeah, of course I am.
Surely you'd be an idiot to bring out a console mid-year, right?
I suppose Switch was March, but
like you'd want to definitely,
November
bring out a console.
2013. Sorry to interrupt, Bish.
Yeah, no, November. Okay, yeah.
Get that holiday hype and stuff.
Yeah.
Holiday hype because
it just makes sense, right, as a business standpoint.
Because it creates demand for the next year afterwards, doesn't it? Because your pre-order sales will sell out, and then there'll be none left, and then as soon as they're restocked, boom, they're straight off the shelves again, creating more demand, more production, more money.
Yeah.
Oh, all day, mate, all day. Right, you ready for some big stuff?
Huge stuff. Let's go for it. Let's do this.
Happened, boys. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remaster is official and it's coming. Are you buzzing?
Have you seen that, Bishop?
I haven't, no.
There's a trailer for it now.
Mate,
is there really?
Yeah, it actually looks cool.
Everybody stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing right now and go watch the trailer. You don't need to see this. You don't need to see this.
I've whacked it on for the peeps.
Oh, look at this.
I'm a cool guy. But
it does hit with a nostalgia as well, which is quite cool.
Oh, wow.
With the music, do we like Tony Hawk's, right? But not.
I'm not into skating at all. I appreciate it.
Used to be a huge
like
fan of
it,
these games when I was a kid.
But Pro Skating was sick. Matt Hoffman's BMX I used to play a lot as well.
Look at that.
Kelly Slater's Surf, whatever it is.
I didn't play that.
Look at the difference, guys. Look at the graphics compared. I mean, wow.
PS4, Xbox One, and PC on September the 4th this year. And it's by Vicarious Visions, who did. What did they do, James?
Crash Bandicoot.
Yes, they did. It wasn't.
Nice. I'm pleasantly surprised by this. This was great.
Well, they did well with the Crash. So.
Yeah.
At least it's not going to be like a was it Pro Skater 5? Was it that was terrible? I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's just seems to have been erased from history with this announcement. To be fair, that's 900.
Yeah, but this actually looks really cool.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's impressive. Like that a lot. September,
Yeah,
sweet.
pre-orders get the
PS4,
way of
Xbox One. No PC release. Just
yeah.
Xbox.
I mean, it's got confirmed for PC, but yeah, it says on the description of the video that it's PS4, Xbox One, and PC on September the 4th.
Oh, okay,
so
sorry.
We've not got too long to wait for that.
That's cool. That's really cool.
And Jeff Keighley, who did the announcement for that, has also got something cooking for tomorrow. So we'll see what that is, won't we?
Yeah, I saw. Didn't he say he's going to stream something?
Yeah, of course he will.
I saw his tweet.
You better
earlier.
stream it. There better be some.
So there's been a few videos and images and stuff like that going around on the internet recently of a new Prince of Persia game possibly in development.
Oh yeah, they bought the domain name.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Did you see there was a cancelled game on YouTube for 8 years?
Really?
Yeah, 8 years. I'll whack a bit on now, but
what's that?
Where are we?
That's crazy.
Prince of Persia,
eight years ago. What were like
years.
eight years ago gameplay?
Yeah, and if you, I don't know if you got the stream up now, but if you look,
yeah, I
can
can
see
see.
This was 8 years ago.
Oh,
it's been on for 8 years.
it's very similar to Prince of Persia.
No one noticed it until like the other day. That was crazy. It looks right, to be fair.
Yeah, this is actually the video that I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it now. Yeah,
does look good.
If you want to make
it looks good for an 8-year-old, sort of gameplay trailer. It looks pretty dandy, actually.
Yeah.
Do you think if they revive Prince of Persia, we're going to be seeing like an Assassin's Creed kind of rivalry?
Both Ubisoft.
Well, I mean, straight out of the bat,
That's
just
true,
looking
yeah.
at this, you immediately get an Assassin's Creed. You get an Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed
I'll
vibe.
be in, no.
Oh,
In. Yeah, that's on YouTube for you.
so it's rewinding. That's like Sands of Time, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm
No,
all over that, by the way. Now, are you ready for some Sony news?
Let's
Love
go.
some Sony news, mate. Sony will launch a PlayStation. Well, they've rebranded Worldwide Studios as PlayStation Studios.
Haven't they already done that? There's a little trailer out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2 seconds. PlayStation Studios. I don't know why. I know why, to make it more obvious to the casual consumer that it's a PlayStation exclusive, like the Microsoft.
Yeah, so they know it's Sony and PlayStation. Yeah.
2 seconds.
That's cool. I like it personally. I like the
Yeah.
I like the
Have you seen the trailer,
rebrand.
Bish?
I haven't.
Well, not
mate.
the trailer. The
Snide then.
Announcement,
Yeah.
so to speak.
I mean, it's simple, nothing flashy, but
Yeah.
gets the
Have you
point
seen
across.
it's exactly. It's like Marvel, and it's also like the Microsoft one as well. So
Yeah, I like that a lot. Actually, it's
Yeah.
very slick.
cool, isn't it?
Yeah,
all
PlayStation
day,
Studios.
no.
I like it.
What am I
Yeah, I'm
doing?
down with that.
Of course you are, mate.
I'm down with that.
Of course you are, mate. What else have we got here? And there'll also be a state of play on Thursday. You buzzing for that?
I am. Yeah, it's
I
gonna be.
don't know what to expect.
You know, no,
More Last of Us 2,
no. There's
even though we've had that trailer recently.
yeah, it's, Ghost of Tsushima one. So I think it's 17 minutes. I think they said of
That'll be
Ghost of
cross-platform.
Tsushima.
That will.
You reckon?
Sorry, cross-generation.
Cross-gen, mate. You reckon?
Yeah, big time.
I'm annoyed though because we miss it because we'll be live at 7:30 and that's at 9 I think on our time 9 o'clock on Thursday. To watch some of that.
I'm not so bothered. I mean, if they were, I know they won't, but I want to see the form factor of a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, we need to see.
Not that it's massively important. Who gives a crap what it looks like, really, as long as it does its job.
I just want to see some PS5 games.
If I'm quite honest, I'm in a situation with PlayStation where you guys probably might not feel the same way as I do with this one, but they're really. I'm going to use the word cock tease. They're really cock teasing the PS5 release, and it's driving me insane. It really is driving me insane. Like just like I don't know. I mean, I understand if you've got nothing, then that's fine. But if you've generally got stuff in the works and you're not showing the things that
They're not playing all their cards at once.
Yeah, and I mean that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's a little bit too much in my opinion. I think they're really pushing the releases.
I know.
I think they're just being very careful and seeing what Microsoft do.
I understand why they'd be careful and all that sort of stuff, but at the same time, they've not shown a single game properly, really, have they?
On the
not really. No, it was Xbox, really. Yeah. Oh, Halo 6. Sorry.
No. I mean on the PlayStation side, not on the Xbox side.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Godfall, is it?
Yeah, that was announced at Game Awards, wasn't it?
That seems pretty cool.
If you remember back when it was the PS3 and Xbox 360, and they had their rivalry, PlayStation announced the release for the PS3, then Xbox kind of like sped theirs up, released it, then PlayStation delayed theirs.
Yeah.
Right.
And the hardware on the Xbox 360 fell short, but I think it made it up in the games.
So, Jack, what's this on the screen then?
That's the next story. Sorry to cut in.
Sorry.
That was
okay.
That was the Sony news, the new PlayStation Studio and the State of Play, which will be live on Thursday at 9 o'clock our time. This is
cool.
online digital presentation of some fresh announcements, trailers, gameplay, and more from some of the hottest developers and publishers around the world. Guerrilla Collective. It'll be live June the 6th to the 8th. So look, see who's here. Do we know any of these? Larian, they're good. They did.
Well, obviously you've got Humble Bundle, which are pretty big.
Help me out with them. What's that game they did?
I can't see.
What, Humble Bundle?
No, Larian.
Oh, Larian.
God.
Where's Larian? What one am I looking at?
Sorry, this one.
Yeah, I can see.
What's the name, Bish? You had it first.
Bloody hell!
Oh my God, I've gone.
Hang on, let me just get this up. I can't believe that I'm actually
drive you insane.
It is. It actually is because Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
yeah,
to dig deep
absolutely. I mean, if you've never played Divinity Original Sin 2, definitely go play it. It's absolutely worth the go. Like it's great.
It is great. And
I recognize Raw Fury and
these did Disco Elysium, which is the one they'll be there. So we imagine we'll be seeing a Switch version of that or something, or maybe a new bit of DLC or something. Anything?
I think Larian Studios will probably
bottom label. Bottom left, I recognize.
United label.
I'm pretty sure Larian Studios is working on the next Baldur's Gate, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they are. That was the game I was trying to think of as well.
That's right, yeah. So Baldur's Gate is, I mean, if you've seen the early release stuff, like the early release gameplay looks absolutely stunning.
I am in, yeah?
Yeah, I am so in. It's going to be amazing.
Jam, are you? You're not in, Jam.
Really?
Doesn't even know what we're on about.
I played Baldur's Gate like once on the PS2.
Baldur's Gate was sick. You played Dark Alliance, was it? Was it Dark Alliance? It's a fucking minute game.
Dark Alliance.
You love Dark Alliance, mate.
But yeah, so I bet that there might be a little bit there. There might be a little bit there of Baldur's Gate. Who knows? Who knows?
Yep.
That'd be kind of cool. So one other thing that I've just kind of seen is currently we've got a huge Call of Duty 75% off sale going over on the good old Steam.
I thought you were going to say Modern Warfare.
Well, it is. Well, basically everything. So you've got World War II.
No, I meant like the current game.
Oh,
75% off may
I'm
have tempted me.
pretty sure that's not on sale. But
World
Black
War
Ops
II,
3,
yeah.
all the season passes, World at War,
Yeah.
Infinite Warfare,
Call of
Ghosts.
Duty.
These are the prices that Call of Duty should be all the time. In my personal opinion.
Right, yeah,
Well, you
because
know,
how old they are.
yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like, well, you've got games here that's 2007 and it's like a tenner on sale right now, but it's usually 20 quid.
Yeah,
It's just
but
ridiculous.
they carry the
they've-
name, so they'll make
You
the
buy the whole
money.
franchise for £361.
£361.
Gives you all the
Who would have the
40
time?
games. It's like a tenner, less than a tenner a game.
Let me go grab my wallet.
Yeah, man.
Tekken 7 is also on sale, 75% off.
How much is Tekken 7?
It is £8 and
$8?
74 pence.
It was on game.
I'm not a massive Tekken fan,
Love
but
Tekken.
I'm
Mate,
tempted.
Steam's in front of you now.
There's also a
Game
90% sale with Versus Evil currently. I don't know who they are. They're a developer, I'm guessing.
Is the Star Wars sale still on?
Yeah, I see.
Oh, they were the people that made the Banner saga.
Oh, Banner Saga, yeah. Well,
Yeah, so they're all currently on sale as well. Deadfire.
Yeah, so if you have
A
Steam,
lot of RPG stuff.
check it out. Yeah, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of digital presentations, Ubisoft have announced one yesterday. Ubi Forward, July 12th, full digital showcase with exclusive game news, reveals and more. Sorry to go on, Bishop.
No, that's fine. These digital kind of showcases seem to be they're starting to pop up a lot more now over the years.
You see them moving away from E3 and doing it.
Yeah, it's a shame, really, obviously, because they had to get rid of E3 this year because of obviously.
No, but even last year, PlayStation didn't attend.
Yeah, PlayStation didn't attend last year, and I'm
it's
pretty
like
sure Nintendo haven't been doing
E3
E3 for years. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, really, the only proper game developers now that are doing it are Microsoft, Bethesda.
Yeah, it's just the game studios.
Yeah, basically, which is it's sad to see because E3 is a huge. In my personal opinion, E3 is very, very special because it's got something that's it's got something for gamers can
show me a move,
come together. It's like
Renzo,
holiday
Thank
for.
you for the follow, dude. Sorry,
Oh,
Bishop.
look at that.
Sorry,
Sorry.
Bishop. Go on.
No, it's okay. It's just that to me personally, E3 is it's like Christmas but for gamers.
Yeah, it is big time.
And I think
how much would you like to go?
I would love to go. I'd love to go. It'd be amazing. Yeah. And I do think that something like that would be a shame to see something like that go down.
I hope they go back
drain.
to it.
Yeah, with E3 being binned off this year, the fact that they're all spread out, it excites me more because you don't have to wait for all year for 1 week for 2 days of announcements. You get stuff.
That's the best thing to wait for. It's like
it's all in one. Whereas this is
all in one.
What is EA's in June? Is it? I think it's in June. That's July. The other thing.
Nintendo's directs are like every however long, and they tell you about a day before.
Oh yeah, man. Yes.
State of play.
So obviously, right, okay. So we got this Ubisoft showcase. So what do you reckon? What do you reckon is going to be announced on the showcase then?
Just Dance 2021. For the week.
Just Dance
Another Ghost Recon.
Guaranteed. That's the safest.
Another Ghost Recon.
Yeah. Do you reckon we'll see Beyond Good and Evil 2? That's the question I want an answer.
Oh, that would be cool.
Wasn't that trailer 2019?
Do we? Trailers, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, hurry up! I really want Good and Evil 2.
I love Beyond Good and Evil.
Do we reckon they'll show some? What's it called? I forgot what the actual game's called now. The new Assassin's Creed game.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, probably.
Valhalla, yeah. I reckon they'll probably show some gameplay there, right?
Yeah. Yep. Rayman 2. Rayman
Legends 2.
Mario Rabbids 2. But
oh my god! Just don't even get me started and all that.
Right. That Mario Rabbids game's been.
It's actually really good, isn't it?
Is it really? Is it good?
Really
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Actually, surprisingly good.
I'm not going to moan for £7. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
It's good fun. If you play XCOM or Advance Wars, it's the same kind of situation.
I mean, I played like Rayman Legends and stuff like that, and they're very, very good platformers.
I've only ever played that.
And that's obviously coming from someone that's not really. I'm not a huge fan of platformers. Jack knows this. But I really appreciate the detail. I appreciate the actual artworks and just generally how beautiful they are making 2D platforms these days.
Oh yeah,
it's just really for me personally, it's very difficult to get into platformers. The only platform I really like is Terraria. Shout out to that, by the way. Journey's End's coming out in
just surprising coming from you, Bishop.
4 days, by the way. I am hype.
It's
going to be tremendous. It's going to be amazing.
No way.
All them streams.
But yeah, I had to get that in the casual report at some point today. You know, it was a topic that it was high on my list. But yeah, no, it's going to be good. I'm excited. Talking of coronavirus and the pandemic, though, as well, Phil Spencer's been kind of talking a little bit about Go on.
Sorry to segue. I love Phil Spencer. Just gonna.
Phil Spencer's tremendous.
I love Phil Spencer.
He's tremendous.
He does.
But he's done an interview with Business Insider talking about like that they're trying their best not to exploit the fact that coronavirus is essentially helping them as a business, because obviously people are sat at home.
I think naturally it would anyway.
It would, of course it would. Yeah.
Probably, getting that wedge in as well, because people are just going shopping because they can.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Supermarkets are essential, but I mean, like for us, and let's say we're still getting paid for sitting at home. I mean, I know me and Bishop are still working, and you're furloughed, aren't you, Jack?
Yeah, for the time being. I think we're on the precipice of going back though. So
exactly. But like, what you're going to do is sit at home. That's what Microsoft, PlayStation, Nintendo, whoever are there for. They're there for my money to entertain me while I'm sitting at home. So
that's very true.
They won't come out and say they're exploiting it, but I don't think it's bad that they're making money off of it.
No.
I mean, it's good to. It's good to say that obviously, it's good of him to actually state and say, like, he actually says here, we're not putting in place any different business tactics or other things. We're just trying to keep all the services up, trying to keep the games enjoyable, keeping our network safe and secure, and being there at a time of need. I'm proud that we can provide this activity for people.
Isn't this pandemic like the biggest amount of people that's ever been online in gaming history?
Yeah, I can imagine it would be
the biggest thing online.
I mean, Discord had some server issues a few months back, didn't they?
They're going to chill out on the network. We're going to back a bit because.
I can understand why they're having so much issues, because obviously you've got so many people all, in one huge space. Imagine how many people in each household have got a console or some sort of streaming service. Think about how many people are actually in their houses right now doing that. It's a crazy thing to think about, but it's there's a lot of people.
They've still got to do their work and keeping the servers up and running and things like that.
Yeah.
So as long as they do that,
don't get me wrong,
they'll carry on making money. Yeah,
it's great. It's absolutely amazing to see them actually be able to cope with such a high demand so quickly, and it's great. It's great to see that that's actually something that we're still able to stream at 1080p most of the time, at least. Most of the time. While we're sat in our bedrooms, kind of doing nothing. So it's a great thing.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
So what else we got?
Just to segue back to Ubisoft, I've got another one here. Assassin's Creed Valhalla will run at 4K 30 frames on Xbox Series X. What do we make of this?
Why are they capping it at 30 frames?
Why is that capped?
Series X. No, the Xbox One X, isn't it?
Series X, it says.
I mean, personally, in my opinion, if you can run a game perfectly at 30 frames per second without ever dropping a frame, I'd rather you cap me at 30 than give me a 60 frames per second, and then have a 60 frames per second game that doesn't run 100%. Because then the day you're not going to really notice the difference.
I'm streaming.
At least not that much, anyway. But I don't know. I mean, surely would you actually give it like an option? Like, surely you'd be able to give an option here where you could actually just say whether you wanted to do it 30 or 60, and
there's quite a few games have that, don't they? Where they focus on frame rate or performance.
Mm.
Right,
Well,
is that
actually,
right?
if PC can do that, especially obviously Windows, you can choose your frame rate.
Thing is,
Well, most consoles these days are PC architecture, aren't they?
yeah, I would have thought so.
You put your house on it, the Xbox is.
Yeah. To be fair, because I can play on.
Well,
my
it just
Xbox
makes
on
it
my PC.
easier for developers, doesn't it? It makes it easy for developers, and as you said, obviously Xbox Series X games are now also coming to PC as well. So obviously, it makes sense for them to have a development team that works, hand in hand together. Otherwise, you're just basically making the same game twice for double the price. So obviously, you want that, don't you?
Yeah.
I suppose that's why dev kits go out to developers as well.
Honestly, 4K 30 frames per second does not bother me at all because let's face it, 4K is hard to run. And even for you've got to think about this. This console's coming out, and it's a console. It can't if you're gonna go around £600. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, but if you're gonna release this at around £600, then you're gonna lose a lot of sales.
What do you reckon the price is? Are you saying 600, Bish?
I'm saying, right. So I think they're going to do the same thing as what they did with the Xbox 360. I think they're going to take it at a loss. And I reckon they're going to say somewhere around £500. I'd say personally, which is,
I think that's what the price point would be for both. I think,
somewhere around £500. I reckon it's going to be whereabouts
500.
They're going to be. But of course, obviously, that's that's not including. I don't know. It depends whether or not it'll include like a controller and stuff like that as well. But
you need a second controller.
What I'm most concerned about is I really hope they don't do what they did last generation, which was they gave like the really, I think it was like a really small hard drive that came with the Xbox to the Xbox One
for the need of an upgrade.
And then you had to, and like a year later, they brought out like hard drives just to kind of like get people to buy them. And I think it was, I don't know, it was a bit of a shoddy thing to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, we're kind of seeing that now with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It's not enough space. Not enough space at all.
Yeah. I mean, think about the games that are coming out at the moment. Like Halo 5 on the Xbox One is currently sat at around 140 gigabytes.
Yeah.
I mean, bearing in mind that's obviously because they've updated it over the years, but that's still not the point. Like that's 140 gigabytes of content.
Okay, it's 140 gigabytes.
Game.
How old's the game?
God,
2 seconds.
2016, 17. I don't know.
Halo 5, you said it. 15.
So it's a 5-year-old game, but you've got like your likes of Call of Duty Warzone. Well, not Warzone, sorry, just normal Call of Duty Modern Warfare that's been out
which is
October.
over. Yeah,
and that, I mean, I've got a day one PS4. That's a quarter of the memory gone, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. That's all of your memory gone already, or just on one game.
It's a sign that the developers are ready for next gen.
Yeah.
We need next gen. We need bigger hard drives.
We absolutely do. Yeah,
at least 2 terabyte.
But then the problem with that is then Jam is the fact that then of course you're upping your price of your console because you're having to do, you're having to give out bigger hard drives, and I can kind of see now what as a business standpoint, I can understand why they did the whole hard drive thing, because if you're making like a console and you ship it with like a small amount of hard drive space, you're then decreasing the price of your console, which will then allow your console to sell better because it's a smaller price. So it makes sense as a business standpoint, but as a gamer standpoint, it's absolutely horrible. You know what I mean? It's actually one of those things that it just you're wasting your own money to having to upgrade something that should have been upgraded in the first place.
It's like it's like when you say if you buy cheap, you buy twice. You might as well buy the biggest one possible and have it done, rather than buy the smallest one, pay more money in the future to change it or upgrade it or anything like that. But the good news is that you can do that. You can just plug in an external hard drive, and they're not that expensive. It's the need to do
true.
It,
that is it. You can get a caddy, and you can actually do the whole hard drive stuff yourself. Yeah, that's true. Which is cheaper. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
If you give a fuck about all this stuff anyway, you're just going to buy a PC. So
that's true. That's true. I mean, think about the amount of money that we spend on consoles over the years. Those console stuff that you could have just spent on a PC, and but at the same time, I mean, PC still has its flaws as well. You still got to upgrade every 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
You got to upgrade your
I'll
different
cry when I have
parts
to
and
do
stuff
that.
like that. And those are certain things that unfortunately they just come with the overall.
No worries, G. Sorry, Bish.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But yeah, it's kind of just one of those, isn't it?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
difficult.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair enough. You can you can get yourself a PC, as I recently have,
Yeah.
and you got the argument of, oh
had
yeah,
my
but
PC
it's
for
free
years
to
now.
play online on PC.
Mm.
Nothing wrong with that. It's great that you can play for free on PC, online for free. You don't have to pay for an online subscription, but it's 10 years of PS Plus for my graphics card.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then
So I mean, there's nothing wrong with paying.
That'll need upgrading next week. So do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So you're
quick.
telling me 3 years
Yeah.
time I'm going to have to upgrade my GPU?
Sorry.
Then PS Plus, Xbox Live, you get your money's worth. And people say you have to pay, it doesn't matter.
Sorry, Jam.
Yeah. The whole sort of digital service thing is going around everywhere. You've got Disney Plus, you've got obviously your Xbox, even Nintendo's gone into the game now. And yeah, fair enough, they're relatively cheap, but they've gone into the whole sort of multiplayer gameplay thing now as well. And yeah, for a reason, absolutely, because at the end of the day, that's what gets them the money in between their big console releases. So it makes sense.
Yeah, like the Nintendo's ones. Cheap.
I mean, think about the amount of games that just become obsolete now after about a month of release. After a month after release, it's crazy how many games there are coming out at the moment. The gaming industry has become so large; it's become such a big thing now that there's absolutely. Everyone's got such a small attention span in terms of games. Yeah. I think this is a really big thing. I think personally, in my opinion, in the gaming industry at the minute, is that I just feel like there's just so many games out there, and
it's very saturated.
Right. Think about when you were younger, right? When we were younger, we had like how many games were on the SNES and stuff like that. There was only very, very small amounts of games on those consoles,
a few hundred,
and yeah, there was a few hundred, but that's the thing, is they were smaller games and they were smaller developed, right? And because of that, you only had so much to play. Whereas now there's just so much content, so much coming out.
721.
There you go. But G's made a good point. Anthem.
Yeah.
Anthem that came and went very quickly.
That was a mistake. Yeah. I paid full price for that game, for those of you that don't know, and yeah, no, it was a very big mistake. The weird thing is before I bought it, I knew it was going to flop, and yet I was like, okay, well, I've got nothing. There was nothing at the time. There was absolutely nothing at the time that I wanted to play. So I was just like, yeah, go on, I'll give it a go. And it was probably the worst money I had spent. It was just a unfinished mess at the time.
Still full whack on Steam.
No idea what it's like now.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's like now. But yeah, it's definitely.
But that's the annoying culture we live in now. They'll release a game. If there's enough backlash, they'll fix it.
The thing is, like, though, John,
I want to pay 50 quid for a game that already is fine and fixed. Nothing wrong.
Like, it really upsets me though, because BioWare are one of my favorite game developers, and they've done some amazing stuff. But when you've got a publisher down their neck 24/7, just completely and utterly just ruining the business, the actual company themselves, like it's horrible. It's really it's horrible to see that.
Let's not forget BioWare made the best Star Wars game.
They did.
Nice.
Sorry, Jam. Deal with it.
What do you mean, sorry?
Are we agreed on that? Or
Knights of the Republic was by far the best game that they ever released. In my opinion, some people will say, some people will definitely say Battlefield. Let's say Battlefront 2. Yeah, was probably the best out of the two.
Cheers, G. Sorry, Bish. Go on.
Yeah, but I reckon if you're going to compare Star Wars games, the two best Star Wars games, definitely Star Wars: The Old Republic, Knights of the Republic, sorry, and don't get those two confused, because The Old Republic was terrible.
Jedi Fallen
Battlefront 2.
Order. There you go.
Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order is really up there at the minute. They've
an
really,
amazing game.
yeah, they've really upped their game with the Star Wars games so far. These past few years, and
Well, I wouldn't say past few years.
well, I mean, obviously because of the
They made Battlefront 2 much better. It was much better.
yeah, they did a good job.
They listened.
They definitely did listen. Yeah. I feel like I've completely lost my train of thought.
Back to Jack.
Yeah. Completely lost where I was up to. But yeah, so that was a bit of a tangent we went off on, and that was just basically talking about coronavirus and Phil Spencer and how he doesn't want to exploit the current situation that people are in because of what's going on, because everybody's at home, stuck at home.
I think inadvertently they will anyway.
Because G's here in the chat, I will also like to mention that there's a new Worms game coming out soon by Team 17. Who knows when it's actually going to be released? There's not that much detail on it, but it's something that we were talking about today.
Golf It, not Golf It. Golf with Friends releases.
Golf with Friends
in a week's time on the Switch.
Time, mate. Hugely excited for that. I'm not really.
I was going to say, I'll buy it again.
Yeah, I'll just buy it again. Yeah. I'll buy it for us all. Jack, we can't hear you, mate. I
think he's been talking.
No, yeah, he's trying to talk, but we can't hear him.
You're
fixing it now. That's not a problem, mate.
Oh, okay, he's fixing now. Fair enough.
Just realised how loud I am on your stream. Holy shit!
I can't hear the stream, so I don't know. It's your new microphone. It's a wonderful mic.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It took me a while to get this kind of sorted and fixed the other day. To be fair, I'm honest.
It looks good. I like it.
So what's he got up on the screen right now? Former Respawn Entertainment developers establish AAA game development studio Gravity Well.
Did Respawn do?
I have no idea what any of that means.
Respawn
fixes himself.
They can now call Gravity Well. Or if they've been shut down, they've reopened under a different name. Titanfall.
Right.
That's the one.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
But it's Epic Games. It's got Apex, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So Epic is on. So maybe Titanfall 3. God, I so hope we got Titanfall 3 instead of Apex Legends.
Do you reckon? I've not played. I've not really played the Titanfall series, so I don't. Really
They're very underrated. The good games. It's basically Apex, but you got single player, multiplayer.
Yeah, yeah. Although they're in the same universe, aren't they? Titanfall and Apex. I'm pretty sure they're in the same universe. A game like Animal Crossing would be microtransactions. You would think so, wouldn't you?
Nintendo don't really do that, though, do they?
No, they don't. And you know what? That really impresses me.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, yeah. We can hear you now. Hey, I'm on the bus.
Right.
Cool.
Sorry to...
Welcome back.
Not actual Respawn haven't been changed to Gravity Well. There's Respawn developers that have established a new studio which are going to work on AAA games.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So
on the big companies like Xbox and Microsoft and Sony aren't they? Didn't they announce that they were doing like a quadruple A type game development studio?
Quadruple A.
The initiative was it? Is that what they're called?
Something like that. It was a long time ago. I mean, it was a while ago when they announced this, but they've got like some pretty big.
Yeah, because it's a new studio, isn't it? But I can't.
What?
I've just got hands all over my face.
What?
Yeah, have you seen your actual Twitch?
NS, is it still working for you? Can you still hear us?
I think they can.
I'm quite loud,
they?
I think.
No, you're fine. Oh, hang on.
Let me just turn myself up
The
on the
stream's
actual
not dropped,
stream.
and we can still hear you. It's going to be something to do with Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom's frozen mine, and
It's
There you
Zoom.
go.
It's not.
There you
That's
go, no,
better.
Fixed it.
there you go.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Just a few technical issues here and there. We'll line
Episode
these
1,
out for next time.
It's
Iron
technically
out
the
all the
pilot.
issues.
It's technically the pilot, but yeah,
It is the pilot.
looking forward
Yeah.
to that from them guys. I think that was pretty much
Absolutely,
the
yeah.
last thing I had. Oh, and Mafia, the Mafia Twitter account has started tweeting after 2 years. Not the Italian, not the Italian gangster people. The game.
You mean
Mafia.
the
game. They've started tweeting.
Mafia 4 then?
With
Well, yes, that's
possibly
to generally specify that.
possibly a remaster of 2, but
That's episode 2, Renzo.
Oh yeah, that's
that's
episode 2, mate. Yeah.
Family, power, and respect over the past 3 days. So if you assume that's the come from last week, which is August 24th.
Do you know what would be good for them that studio to do?
Right. Okay. That's
I know they won't. It'd be cool. Do you remember the Godfather game from the PS2?
Yes, I do.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Remaking that would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
Yeah.
So here's a thing.
Go on.
Never mind. I'll come back to you because I've completely forgotten my train of thought again.
Okay, so
Bishop's only had 17 hours sleep.
Sorry. That was the last. I am your father. That was the last thing I had on the old rundown. Unless you guys have anything to add, or do you want to get to the Forgotten Gem?
You go for the Forgotten Gem, and I'm still kind of researching on my phone, my mobile. So
cool.
There's some current gameplay actually of Ghost of Tsunami.
You're gonna say tsunami, weren't you?
I was. Is it Tsushima?
Tsushima. It's the state of play on Thursday.
Thank you. Say again.
It's the state of play on Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Not after 9 o'clock.
I've come armed with a hidden gem.
Go on. What is it?
Oh, okay.
See, I don't know. I've got 4 next to me, but I'm not going to do all 4 because we got episodes to get through, haven't we?
Of course we have. Go on.
We've got episodes to get through.
Lay it on us, James. I'll get some footage up for the peeps, mate.
So, so we're in the day and age of battle royales.
2 seconds. Can I just stop you? Every episode, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go back in time and talk about a game that's forgotten. And today's episode, Jam, will unleash the hidden gem on us. What is it, James?
It's not necessarily a hidden gem. It was massive. It was big in its time, but it's kind of been visited, forgotten, had a studio closed down, and then they've teased us, and then the studio's closed down, and we've been recently teased us again.
Do I know what this is?
Back end of last year.
I've
not told you what it is, but I have a guess.
1, 2, or 3.
Okay.
Oh no, just have a guess.
Time Splitters, I think.
Time Splitters.
Time Splitters.
Let's go. Mate, excellent choice. Excellent
Time
choice.
Splitters.
Do I know Time Splitters?
The back end of 2019, they actually said, "Oh, Time Splitters is coming back."
Yeah,
but who knows what form?
Got it, aren't they?
Yeah, THQ Nordic. But it's like
there were some tremendous games.
They were.
It's a bit worrying. I was like, I'm hoping I would take a remake of them, at the very least, a remaster of 1, 2, and 3. But I'm hoping Time Splitters 4. I don't want like this, like when they revive a franchise, but they bring it out in mobile or something like that.
Look at the GameCube controller buttons. Oh,
you buzzing.
Love that game.
Nostalgia, mate. Nostalgia. I love the GameCube. The GameCube was one of the best consoles of all time.
It's touched on every so often. I remember I've got a PlayStation 3 magazine, and it's one of the first PS3 magazines. And it's like got the PlayStation on the front. All the PlayStations come in 2006. 2007. And one of it was like a whole new render of what the new Time Splitters would look like. And that's the studio that went bust.
Do you remember?
Closed down.
Do you remember the...
Owned by EA, so it's not a surprise.
The Zelda one. on the GameCube. They said, "Oh, there's a tech demo what Zelda would look like," and then they made Wind Waker, and everyone was fuming because it looked like a Bowser anime. That was hilarious.
Yeah. But
The gameplay that's on screen right now. Which time split was this?
That's the one.
2.
3.
Was it 3?
When was this
Feature
released?
Perfect.
When was this released?
2000. Help me out, John. 4,
4?
3.
That's why it's haunted.
Hang on.
Look at the actual attempt. Look at this game. It's actually amazing. Like the quality is incredible
2005.
considering that it's been out for like 17 years.
What? Are you kidding? There's no way I'm backing out now.
15 years
15,
now.
yeah.
But still, that's a very impressive.
I mean, saying that, I'm
Oh, it is. Sorry, it is 1080p 60. It's been upscaled.
Hey, wait up.
Sorry. That's why it looks
but-
better.
2 is my
still.
favourite one.
2 is
but-
everyone's favourite one.
Future Perfect's great.
Future
First one's a bit.
Perfect is
Yeah.
great.
Very
First
impressive,
one's
I have
nice
to
as
say.
well. First one's been better since the 2 and 3 come out. Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I
That's
won't,
really good.
I won't mention any other of my gems that I want to see again, or
Well,
even
I mean,
be touched
I mean,
on
we
in the
could-
future.
We could joke around and we could say Half-Life 3. You know, I mean,
You keep dreaming, my friend.
because that game's going to come out eventually at some point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure it
Yeah.
Of
is.
course it is.
Jeez.
15 years time.
15 years and counting, mate, and counting.
I can see you scrolling through this. It's weird.
I'm buzzing on her.
Mm.
And there you go. Do we have anything to add before we end the show, guys?
Not really.
No.
Not that I'm aware of. Are we? So okay. So Jack is kind of planning to do this twice a week. Have you got ideas for what we want to talk about on Thursday?
We'll see what the gaming news world gives us, and we'll figure something out. I'm sure.
Because I was thinking about possibly maybe talking a little bit into tech as well at some point.
Well, we can do that. Yep.
So that we got kind of a little bit. We could have like a bit of a
do
slightly different show each episode.
Yeah.
Good idea. New tech.
Because there's so much tech coming out these days
Yeah.
for so many people, and talk about Subnautica.
It is, yeah.
NS never stops talking about Subnautica.
He loves it, mate.
Cool. Okay. Is there absolutely anything else that you want to talk about, Jack?
I think I've covered everything I want to talk about. But Jam, Bish, anything?
I don't think so.
We'll
Think of.
we'll cut it
I
there.
do want to start a whole new thing and go into a whole new kind
Yeah.
of debate. I'd like to just save it for Thursday.
The plan was
Yeah.
45 minutes a show. We're going for an hour and 5 minutes, which is buzzing. But
That was
yeah,
fun, yeah.
so we'll leave it there then. Thank you for coming on, guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been good fun.
I'll be here Thursday.
Jam, you've got a big game tomorrow, right? You want to plug that?
Big game tomorrow. Hang on, I'll get our I'll get our schedule up.
Twitch. Oh, I can do that. Twitch.tv/Jam Casual, right?
Yep.
Watch you
Twitch.tv/
whoop some
Jam
ass,
Casual.
hopefully on Rocket League.
7 p.m. tomorrow.
Yep.
We have our Rocket League Indie Gaming League game match series.
Big game.
Best of 5. G, if you're in the chat, you can put the team name in there. That would help, but I don't
Cheers,
know
Bish.
who we're playing. So the schedule just says Casuals Club versus opponents.
Mhm.
And then, as usual, on Fridays at 10, I'll do Rocket League tournaments for credits. And Saturdays from 10, Smash Ultimate
Warzone.
1v1 Open Arenas.
Nice.
And Sundays
Maybe
at 5 p.m. whilst we're in quarantine and before we go back to playing football.
Quiz night.
I'll do quiz day, quiz hour or two.
Bishop,
It's going to be tremendous.
when are you on? Go on.
I've got a stream coming up tomorrow. I'm going to spend probably about 2 hours playing the new Halo 2 anniversary. That's going to be released about 5 a.m. My time tomorrow, which is going to be quite good fun. And then, of course, obviously, along with that, I also do Fridays and Saturdays from 8 p.m. doing some Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate over on my channel. That's twitch.tv/bish_casual.
Buzzing.
And then next week, we have a 12-hour stream for Terraria, Journey's End. And, of course, obviously, we're going to be continuing that on for the rest of the week as well. So it's going to be quite cool.
Awesome stuff. One day I'll buy Monster Hunter Bish and play it with you, but until that day, I'll just have to settle
Hell
with
will
you stream.
freeze over
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, hell will freeze over first. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for coming on, guys. We'll be back Thursday at the same time, 7:30 GMT, and yeah, keep it casual.
BST.
Yeah, keep it
Yeah.
casual. See you
See you
soon,
later,
guys.